So this is a very, very interesting interview. This is my student Harry. Now, Harry has been working with me for a number of years. And interestingly enough, Harry was actually working with me in my previous company, SoFX. He was a student of ours, he was working with us back then. And when I started WeTrade, he came over to really focus on his education. He is now profitable, 100K funded, and he's really kickstarting his career as a trader. So give this one a watch. It's a great example of what building relationships does in this space and really what it can entail when it comes to getting results. So, like I said, give it a watch. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for jumping on with me. Quite the
Yeah, yeah, not a problem.
quite the journey it has been, as far as I can see. I mean, obviously, we've been working
Yeah,
together for a long, long time, and I think we finally been able to get you over the line and into a good position. So, yeah, I guess we wanted to jump on with you, understand a little bit about your story, how things have gone with you, and I guess share some insights into that really. So, I guess if you can just kick things off, give us a bit of an introduction to yourself, and we can take things from there.
yeah, yeah. Well, I've been with you guys 2022, isn't it? It's been a long time, really. But previously, well, my name's Harry, obviously, but I don't really know where to start. To be honest, it's a bit like, what was your first um,
I think
community you had? 'Cause that's when I
you
first
started
really
with
started.
you started with SoFX, right?
That's the one. Yeah, so that was 5, 6 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
That's
you've
where
been
I first went
working.
to trading,
Yeah. So you've been
and
working with me for a long time, but like yeah, like
yeah,
5 years
like
now.
it's just like for me, it's been an amazing journey. As in, it's been so. It's the easiest thing you'll do trading, but it's the hardest thing you'll ever do, if that makes sense. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't really know, to be honest, what to say. But
Yeah. So I guess let's start from the very beginning. I mean, there's a lot of people that are working with me now that started with me back in SoFX when things were a little bit different, and
mhm.
they've sort of followed through. They've come onto WeTrade with me. So I guess right at the beginning, I mean, times have obviously changed a lot for you, but what was the what was sort of that thing that you wanted to get into trading for? I mean, why did you want to get into trading? What was your life like back then, and what was the
Right.
motivation to I guess undertake
Uh,
this?
yeah, to be honest, it was one of my mates actually. He all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we were 19, just bought a house. I was like, all right, what's going on there? So I inquired with him, found out some information, and he sort of linked me in with you guys and said, and that was like a very, very basic introduction to trading. And straight away, I'm just like intrigued because obviously everyone wants to get a better life for themselves, and so I looked into it. Got the first course you ever did, your beginners one, which was great. It teaches you the beginners of trading, but then I don't know. I didn't really have the right mindset back then. I was very much it's like a sort of a gambler's mindset, if you will. You just think it's easy, but So yeah, anyway, I got in touch, started my trading journey, and yeah, I sort of lost it, to be honest. I've done a lot of things on there that I didn't really want to do, but yeah, it's just I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of what I understand from your story. I mean, again, you've sort of very much been in and around things. When we moved over to WeTrade and really focused a lot more on education.
Yeah,
Um, I know that obviously you've been through your fair share of struggles, sort of getting into this. I mean, what were the sort of main struggles? Obviously, gambling was one of them, but how come? I mean, for the first 2 or 3 years, how come trading wasn't really working for you? Well, what do you think? I mean, knowing what you know now, why do you think things weren't quite clicking for you? Was it your dedication? Did you have other things on? Were you just focusing on the wrong things? What was sort of holding you back, sort of in the early days?
yeah. The early days were it's about your mindset, mastering your mind. Because I'd be on the charts. I'd have a job. I used to be self-employed, so I was a landscaper by trade. So I'd have to be up at 6 o'clock anyway. I'd get on there before my day's work. I'd be on the charts every day, 7 days a week. I was smashing it out, to be honest. So I was really, really dedicated. But it's the fact that when you're at work, you can't trade sometimes. So you'd miss the trades. I'd
Hmm.
hop on at 10 o'clock at my lunch, be like, right, let's have a look. Oh, I've missed the trade. They've all taken it. They've all shared it. And I'm like, and then straight away, New York comes 1 o'clock. I'm like, right, I'm making a winner here. I'm getting one. But you don't follow the rules. You see
Yeah.
something that's not there. and you take it, you lose, you get into that mindset of it's FOMO, like you cannot miss out. And that's what I really struggled with at the start because it was my job, but I've got a new job now. So I've got a lot more time to sit on the markets, look at them, you know. But yeah, it's just the FOMO, like FOMO mastering my mind, didn't have it. But obviously now, 4 or 5 years later, it's mad. It's just so much easier
Yeah, yeah.
once you get to that stage, I guess.
Yeah,
But
big difference, big difference. So I guess, I mean, obviously within that time period, obviously leading up to sort of where you are now, you've just passed six figures in funding. You're really on your way to obviously doing some good things. What were like some of the key things that you changed or that you did that I guess gave you that shift in performance that allowed you to kick on? I mean, have you joined like mentorship and stuff like that with us? Was it just really by focusing on the rules? Did you do a load of back testing? What were some of the things that you did to really just sort of put
yeah,
the needle in your favor?
it was just like going through your course again because when I first got the WeTrade course, I went through everything 2 3 times, and my technical analysis is pretty good. I can read the markets all right, but once I started buying a few challenges, they obviously didn't go to plan. I lost them, and then I took about 6 months out where I just needed a complete reset. And then obviously you guys put up some really good winning trades, basically case studies. So they're really good. So I just sat myself down and just said, look, if I want to do this, I've really got to focus on my mind. And I started watching videos like all your webinars. Um, you've obviously got the what are they, autobiographies where, what is it, Trading in the Zone. That was a really good one. That
Uh-huh.
really helped. And yeah, I just really started knuckling down on it. You just got to be like a robot, like you've always said in your videos. It's mechanical rules, no
Yeah,
emotion. You lose a trade, so what? Doesn't matter. Like
yeah,
the rules are there for a reason. You're going to win in 30 trades. You might lose 5, 10, but you're still going to be profitable if you know. And I just really had to, I just look at myself in the mirror basically and say, is this what you want? And it is. So you know, we're
yeah.
away.
I think, yeah, I think a lot of people. I mean, some people have that penny drop moment a lot quicker than others, right? And it kind of sounds like that
Yeah, yeah,
from your perspective, where it's like getting your head around just trusting the strategy as opposed to trying to give your
yeah, yeah.
emotional input. But then you kind of have the penny drop moment where you think, okay, if I just followed the strategy and I just followed the rules like
Yeah, yeah.
George says, then I will actually come out on top. And I think when you have that penny drop moment, you see that that's actually the outcome of what you're doing. You can kind of get into
It
a bit of a
is,
flow
yeah.
a little bit better because you can trust what you're doing.
Yeah, 100%. It's just, yeah. It's like I said before, when I was just started out, it's just, I don't get me wrong, I'd win trades and you'd win quite big because your risk management wasn't really there either. It was like 1%, 2% sometimes but then you'd go on and lose 5 trades, but that's just not following the rules, is it?
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
no, once I, like you say, just follow your strategy, it's just amazing, really. But not myself. I do find in life I'm a slow burner. It might take me this amount longer to get there, but once you get there, I'm well away. So
yeah.
yeah, but yeah, it's just one of them, really.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I guess it's really, I mean, it's kind of simple, right? As soon as you have that edge over the market and you can see that, that's when things
Mm,
start to settle. I mean, like you said, sometimes it takes you a while to understand. Okay, well, what is an edge? What does an edge even mean? And then you're like, okay, I
mhm.
understand. I've actually tested this now, and I can see if I just follow these rules, and the result is going to be so and so. And then, cool, you have the confidence, and then you can go and pass challenges like you've done. I mean, on the whole funding thing, I mean, how many challenges have you done? How many challenges have you failed? What does that look like?
Yeah, well, it's not great. I think I started off as you guys recommend. You say pass 3 demo challenges. If you can do that, then you're probably ready to go for a challenge. I done that quite easy, really quick, to be honest. But I think the problem was going from a demo account to a challenge is such a psychological jump you don't even realize.
Yeah,
Like, what you're trading, nothing. The demos, like, doesn't matter. You can just leave trading all day, forget about it. But when you go to do a challenge, you're just constantly like thinking about it, worrying about it. And that jump initially, I struggled with. I think trying to get into the fact that this is real. This is a real, scenario. But yeah, no, over the probably 3 years of doing challenges, I've definitely got double digits, I'd say, and that's the thing. But it's what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
And you have to go through it, right? I mean, learning to trade is
mm,
one thing, and learning a strategy and being able to be
mm,
comfortable with following a strategy and trusting the process. But then that's only half of the work, and then you have to go in and actually
mm,
replicate that in live markets. You have to all of a sudden learn this completely different thing, this different way of thinking. And then once you've got those two, that's kind of when you then you're able to go and pass challenges. You're able to go
yeah,
and
yeah,
get funded, and then you're ultimately able to go and get payouts off the back of that because you've not only mastered the psychological side but also the technical side of things as well. And it's both of those things combined, so you can then ultimately go and perform, which is, I guess, kind of what you've achieved now, really.
yeah, yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, you just can't underestimate how hard it is going from that. But it's good though because like now I'm funded. I took my first payout a couple days ago, which is great. I only passed just over 2 weeks ago now, or 3 weeks ago, I believe.
Yeah,
But yeah, I've got my first payout. That's coming through soon, so that's good news. But yeah, it's just
yeah,
yeah,
solid. No, solid. I mean, again, it's an accumulation of all of those years, all the lessons you've learned. They lead up to this point where you can get funded, you can make payouts, and then all of a sudden things become real. So, I mean, again, you've done things the right way, you've learned everything correctly, and you stuck to it, which is great. Um, I want to ask. I mean, again, I don't want you to try and be biased on this. I mean, you've been working with me and the WeTrade team for a long time, back from SoFX now into WeTrade. Through that journey, how have you found the support that we provide? How have you found the content and the support that we offer our clients? I mean, has it been beneficial to you? Do you think that we've lacked anywhere? Give me your opinion. How have we helped you in this journey?
yeah. No, it's brilliant to be honest. Like I couldn't have done it without you guys. To be honest, it's the you've obviously got the trading floor, which is great because you've got so many beginners as well. Especially when I started, it's you can put a trade up. So is this right? Have I done this right? And then straight away, either you, George, anyone else commenting saying, yeah, brilliant, or no, this is wrong, don't do that. It's just there's so much constructive criticism and positive feedback. It's just a really good community, I think. It's helped out a lot. And obviously you've got the different pages like share your results, and then every week you're doing a webinar, which is amazing for a lot of people if you can make it, obviously. But yeah, it's second to none, really, to be honest.
Ah,
So
good to hear.
can't
Good to
fault
hear.
it.
Good to hear. Solid. Solid. So I guess now, like looking back at the journey that you've gone through, I mean, you've kind of done things the hard way. You've learned a lot of lessons along the way. You've done a lot
Mm,
of things that are bad. You've also done a lot of things that are right, and you've had to learn what's right and wrong as you go. There's going to be a lot of new traders and struggling traders watching this. What what sort of three tips would you give to somebody that is in that position that you were a number of years ago to maybe help them just reduce the amount of time they've got to go through that struggle? What three pieces of advice would you give to those
yeah,
people?
you know, obviously we've all got to struggle, otherwise you're not going to get there. But number one advice is you've got to master your mind. If it's simple as that. If you're not on it, and if you're not confident, you're not disciplined, you're not following your rules mechanically, no emotion, you ain't going to get anywhere. So that's one of them. Next one is your risk management. You have to manage your risk. If you don't, like I really struggled at the start, but I found out now, start off at 0.5%. Just risk 0.5%, and then build your buffer, get to like 2-3%, and then do what you want. You can throw away trades if you really want, but so yeah, risk management is really key. And join a community like yourself. You got to get into a group. You got to be in some sort of group to bounce off other new traders. You got to really. That's just really good. So yeah, that are three main ones I'd say.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think mindset is one thing. You can have the best strategy in the world, right? But if you can't follow it
Mm,
and your mind isn't allowing you to follow
yeah,
it and not make emotional decisions, it doesn't make any sense. If you don't
yeah,
manage your risk,
exactly,
your edge isn't going to come out on top anyway because your losses are going to be all over the place.
exactly, yeah,
And and yeah, the whole community thing. I think when I first started, I didn't have that either. So I know how difficult it is when you're just figuring things out for yourself. So I guess
yeah.
being able to get access to people that have been there and done it is super powerful. So yeah, I
No,
definitely
it
agree on those
helps.
points.
Yeah, but obviously, like I said, I didn't mention the edge as well. The edge that you guys have, and well, there's a couple, isn't there? Really, but yeah, if you don't have an edge in the market, you're not going to get there either. You got to have that edge to beat the market, if you will.
Yeah,
So that's another one, really, isn't it? And obviously, you guys got that, so it's amazing, really.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't really. Yeah, I don't know. Like something else that really helped as well is once you were in your community as well. It's often good to step back when you're going for it. And it helped me anyway because again, it comes down to if you're in a community and you are missing trades and you are just like the spread, for example, doesn't quite take you in, that can just tick you over the edge and like really get you down.
mhm,
But if you just step back from that and then just focus on yourself, that's going to get you there.
yeah. I mean, you have to remember at the end of the day, this is a solo sport. So I think a lot of
Mm.
people find comfort in other people giving them validation, but then
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you're always
exactly.
one
Yeah,
step behind, right? You're always one step behind the trade. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
exactly.
you gotta take what you can, get yourself into a comfortable position, and then really just focus on yourself, get your head down, and then the results come
Yeah,
from
yeah.
that.
I know. Yeah, it's just incredible. Like when I look back, like you say, it's 5 years ago. Now it's just unrecognizable.
Yeah,
Like, but yeah, no, like you say, it's onwards and upwards, really now, isn't it? So that's the
yeah,
plan, anyway.
100%. I mean, you've proven it to yourself now. You've got the funding, you've got the payouts, and it's just now about repeating
Mm.
that process long term. So yeah, I mean, again, great insight. I think very nice and compressed, but I think everybody's going to get a really good insight as to really what it takes and what they can do to compress their journey as well. So yeah, thanks for jumping on with me. Again, I'm sure, like I said, a lot of people are going to take value from this. But yeah, thanks again, mate, and yeah, I'm sure we'll be speaking again soon.
Yeah. Cheers, George.
Cool, nice one. All the best,
Cheers,
mate.
mate. Bye.